Hello, so it's the long-awaited video for brushing out and trimming around your little doggy's eyes. Now this is Coco. She hasn't had a bath or a groom for 3 months. From when we went to the grooming show in January, was the last time she actually had a proper groom, because I was growing her out for another grooming competition which was meant to be happening in April, but obviously with everything that's going on, that's been cancelled. So I'm going to start off with showing you the tools that I'll be using. So first of all is the slicker brush. This is so important if you've got a double coated breed or anything with a curly coat, because it really does help. I have used some detangler on her. This is the one which we use here. This is actually £25, but if you look at the size of it, it's huge and it will last a very long time because you just need a couple of squirts here and there. And also, you cannot have a breed like this without having a comb. So please invest in getting yourself a comb. What I will do is at the end of the video, once I've posted it, in the comments below, I will put where I get my equipment from and where I recommend that you get yours from too. I have also got a pair of scissors. Now these ones will not be the ones which you will have at home because they're over £250, so I better not drop them. But I will also put a link in which I find for super safe scissors, which are full nose, so you can't stab your dog with them. And they should also be quite sharp, and they come in 2 different sizes, and they're very economical and affordable. So first of all, I'll just zoom in a little bit if I can. If I can work it. Oh, no, okay, maybe not. Hopefully you'll be able to see what I'm doing here. So I start with the feet first of all, just gently brushing through. You don't like when you brush your feet. As you can see, her feet are like slippers at the moment. So you may find that your dogs after 3 months might look like this, but hopefully not. The important areas not to forget, are in the armpits, especially if you're walking your dog in a harness, because that will get quite tangled, and if you can imagine the 2 folds of skin and the hair pulling on there really isn't going to be very nice for the dog. I'm just going to shut this door because I put the dryer on because it's so cold in here today. We haven't been in here for over a week now. Missing it and missing everybody, by the way. Oh, I meant to say, stupid, if you're going to be grooming your dog at home, you need to put your dog on a surface up off the floor. If you're brushing them on the floor, they think it's hilarious. They think it's a game and they just want you to chase them. So if you can get them up on a surface, keep their collar on, I would suggest, because you can hold on to their collar without strangling them, of course. Or you can also get someone else to help you hold your dog too, which will obviously save any accidents. You want a non-slip surface as well, so maybe put a bath mat down or a folded towel of some sort. You can also obviously do it outside on a nice day on your garden table or something, but again, I would still put a surface on. We use rubber matting, so if you've got any practical partners out there who have pieces of rubber matting lying around, I'm sure you could probably ask them. So you really want to start from the front of the dog and work through to the back. Coco, you'll be yeah. You can always have some treats handy to try and appease your dog a little bit. Yeah. When you're holding the leg, I would suggest that you hold it by the elbow, not too tight, but it's just so that you can stop your dog from wiggling about too much. Now this spray is really good that we've found with fluffy coats like this. It really fluffs out their coat. Again, I'll put the link below in case anybody wants to invest in that spray for the long run. Again, don't get the armpits. Stop it. Just keep talking to your dog as well, because sometimes, you know, if they're just used to the groomer brushing them out like this, they'll be thinking, what on earth are you doing to me, mother? Father? Coco has actually got a little bit knotted. I know I'm a very naughty mummy. But with the correct care, we can get these knots out, and she will obviously have a groom in the next few days to sort this mop out. If you you want to brush around the face, I would suggest that you hold any hair that your dog might have under the chin, because when they pull away, they soon learn that that's going to hurt them if they do that. And you're not holding on too tight, you're just holding on ever so lightly. I'm literally, hair is tweezering in between my fingers there. Go. No. And I would say use firm nose. You know, you don't have to shout and scream at your dog, because you're not going to get anywhere by doing that, because they'll just get worse. And then they'll feel like they're upsetting you, and obviously they might then start to get quite anxious. Good girl. Careful of the eyes when you're brushing around the top of the head. I would suggest when you do that is just cup the muzzle in your hand very lightly. Brush out like that. Now obviously this won't be the same for every breed of dog. For instance, if you've got Cocker Spaniels, you won't have this fluff on top of their head. But still don't forget to brush around the ears, especially behind the ears here. Because that's where we quite often, when we get Springer Spaniels or Cocker Spaniels into the salon, they have big clumps of hair behind their ears and it's all matted together. Lift up the ears and brush underneath as well. So that's the front pretty much done. Now the way that I always do is that I brush out first and then I comb. So just comb it through. Go. It's a good girl. You can see she's wagging her tail. She's not really that fussed about it all. She's just being a little minx, aren't you? Girl. Again, don't get to comb out legs. You might hear a little whimper here and there. This obviously means that you've pulled a little bit too hard. So just be gentle, reassure your dog continually. Go. Just get that. Yeah. So just moving on to the torso. You can see the difference there is the bit that I've brushed and the bit that I haven't brushed. You're not homeless, Coco. Just supporting your dog underneath. At the minute I've got my arms through her back legs. So if she tries to sit down, she will just sit on my arm and I can point her back up again. Now with the back legs, I tend to hold from here at the back of the back leg. Brush down the front of the leg first. You may find that your brush gets a little build up of hair, in which case just get that out and chuck it at your little brother or something. No, just chuck it in the bin. And keep persistent on the side that you're doing. Don't keep alternating, otherwise you might miss a bit. If the tail gets in your way, what I tend to do is put the tail over the other side and hold it with my hand that's supporting her underneath. Just because obviously if you get it caught in your brush or your comb, it's not going to be very pleasant for your dog. Yeah. Don't forget the back legs. Back of the back legs, down the hocks at the back. Okay, big breath. Ooh, thank you. Okay, then I'm going to do the tail. Now a lot of dogs don't like you doing their tail. Don't ask me why. I guess it's just because it's a little bit of a random feature for them at the back there. So I hold from the base of the tail, brush the base first. Yeah. And then what you want to do is, all dogs have a bone in their tail. What you want to do is hold on to the bone so you're not brushing too hard, because that skin is very fragile there. Come back here. Okay. Now I've got her on my arms like this. Now obviously that's not going to be practical if you've got quite a big dog or a heavy dog or a weakness in your arms. Yeah. But as you can see, she really doesn't like it when I brush her tail. And I'm not brushing hard at any point. It might look a bit vigorous, but it's not. It's more speed than it is rough brushing, because you really don't want to break the skin underneath the coat, because it's not going to be very nice, and then it can be quite open to infections then as well, which is obviously definitely what we don't want at this present time. Good girl. So I've just got this side to do now at the back. Now as you can see, what are we now? 9 minutes in, and that was with me waffling on a little bit at the beginning. It doesn't take very long to do this, and it really will prevent your dog from getting matted and having to be clipped off, because unfortunately, as groomers, we are expecting that after this period when we've been closed and then when we're allowed to reopen again, quite a lot of people will require their dogs to be clipped off. But please remember that that is the best thing for your dog and their comfort. It might not be the best aesthetically pleasing, but at least they'll be comfortable, and that's all that we can ask for. And that is our job, is to make dogs A, look beautiful, but B, also is to maintain their welfare, because every dog is entitled to be comfortable and live a happy life. Okay, so that's Coco all brushed out. Then everywhere that you've brushed, you just need to go back over with the comb. I'm not going to go through it now, otherwise we'll be here for quite some time, because it is the combing that can be more time consuming than the brushing. But please make sure that you're doing it after you've brushed, that you're combing through, especially with spaniels at the back of their legs. If they've got feathers, hold the leg up and comb down. Okay, so we've got a little bit of a closer shot now. Chins. Just to show you how to trim around the face lightly. Please, 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 please don't do this if you don't feel confident enough to do it. Obviously you've got a sharp tool around your dog's face and around its eyes, and we don't want any disasters at all. So unless you've got help with you, or you feel confident enough to do it and you know that your dog is well enough behaved, please don't attempt it at home. So with Cockapoos, Poodle type Bijons, Cavachons, all those kind of breeds, they tend to have quite a large fringe that grows forward. Good girl. Now, as you can see, she's being a bit fussy around her face at the moment. Stop. So my advice is, hold the scissor on the bridge of the nose. You'll see your dog's reaction straight away as to how they are. However, if they're quite used to being groomed, they should be quite good. Now I'm just moving the scissors backwards and forwards a little bit there. So comb all this hair forward. And you just want to go straight across the front there, like that. And you want to try to follow an archway across the eyes. Obviously, if your dog has eyelashes, which I know a lot of people like to keep, you can actually just find the eyelash in the hair and just hold it down with your finger, and then it just saves it then from being cut off. So that's that bit there. As you can see, that's much better around her head. It does look a little bit like a mum's fringe at the moment because I haven't followed it through with the head. So don't forget these bits in front of the eyes there. Good girl. They tend to collect quite a little bit of eye bogies and grossness around there. Oh, phone's ringing. I'm just going to pause the video for a second. Don't forget the bit just there. Good girl. No. No. Up. Just trim around the mouth a little bit. Just be careful of tongues, because it likes to come out sometimes. So just hold the muzzle quite tightly, but not too tight. No. So you can definitely see a bit better now. So I'm just going to show you just round one of the feet. I'm just going to leave the foot on the table. I'll do this one, it's better. Just trim round if you can. If they start to fuss, don't worry. It's just to tidy up those feet a little bit. Don't worry about the underneath because it's quite delicate around there with their pads. And you definitely don't want to cut around there. Just keep combing out if you can, if they let you. Just get any bits that you miss. Just there. And what I will show you is just on the back of this foot. Sit down. Oh, not your bum on the camera then. And then it's just the same around the back. You can actually see what I'm doing. But just be careful of that pad there at the back, and then also the stop pad, which is up the leg about a couple of fingers width at the back. So hopefully that will help you keep on top of your grooming at home. If you have got any questions in the meantime, just send us a message on Facebook and we'll try and respond when we can. Thank you.